welcome to the newest, stupidest podcast episode of Over 500. I'm your humble, awkward, highly gracious host, Mark Ogin.
And I am your awesome, amazing, highly energized, for today at least, co-host, Big E.
Big E, not Biggie. Big E.
Big E. We'll leave that the rest to interpretation.
Okay. And how you feeling today, brother?
The E stands for energy. Feeling good, brother.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
That's all?
Yeah, man.
You didn't have like a joke you ran by me before all this?
Nah, I'm gonna leave that for the end. I did, however, had a great lunch today. Went to this little BBQ joint by my work, and typically I always get a sandwich, and today I had a sausage for Pride Month, so feel pretty good.
Okay. Anyway, over 500, let's get it. We got NBA playoffs, KYRIE versus Lucky / Celtics, and NAOMI Osaka.
Yes. Let's get it. Jump into it.
So, first thing on my mind, the Lakers are done.
Yes, it's over.
You said that last podcast, and I was like, no way, we're not done. We just went up 2-1 or something like that.
The only way the Lakers will win the series, the only way, is if they take this twisted T and slap the crap out of Chris Paul with it. And Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, and the coach, and the 3 or 4 other bench players on the Phoenix Suns.
I think that this is like the worst Lakers season in a long time. Because Dennis Schroeder sucks.
Everybody on that team sucks.
No, okay, let me get serious. I don't think it was ever meant to be this year. I think LeBron is tired. First and foremost, he's played the most basketball than anybody in the past 2 seasons. He went all the way in the bubble, and then he had 2 months rest at age 36, and then he had to go and carry this piece of shit Lakers team to a 7th seed because AD, street clothes AD went down. And I think he's tired. He's 36 years old. He's on a bum ankle, and he just doesn't have it anymore. He looked done last night.
I told you from the beginning, before the playoffs started, I said the Heat and the Lakers, they get a pass this season because of the bubble, the shortened offseason, the amount of work that they've put into, and now they're in the playoffs, so it's even a longer season. That's why I'm telling you, they get a pass. And in my opinion, they get a small pass, but I'll give them a small hall pass. But I told you the Lakers were done.
I just think that we could be doing better. Dennis Schroeder last night, 0 for 9. Yeah. 0 for 9. It's the guy that passed up $80 million this offseason. And he went 0 for 9, and he's fighting for his new contract, right? That's why he wants to be the starting point guard, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, street clothes. Charles called him last night.
Yeah.
He's always in street clothes when it matters. He's always hurt. It's a miracle that he lasted as long as he did last year.
So, AD got paid, right?
AD got paid,
and I mean, he don't care. He got paid. He got that contract, and he's like, I don't care. I got paid. I'm in my street clothes.
He's always been like that. He's always been glass. He's always been soft.
Yeah, in New Orleans, when it really mattered, injured.
He was always injured. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it was a miracle that we even made it as far as we did last year.
Last year, regular season, injured. Luckily, he got injured early, and he was good for the playoffs. But I don't see it like the Lakers organization they're blaming so much on AD, and I don't think it has. Yes, AD has fault in this.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
Everything else is. Yeah. They need to blame everybody else.
The rotations are terrible. First of all, Schroeder should not be starting, but he's fighting for a new contract, right? They brought in Drummond, and they promised him something because he's been starting, and he's terrible. LeBron is old.
Yes,
maybe he's washed. I don't know. There was 2 plays yesterday. There was one where he has Torrey Craig on the left baseline, and he shoves him with his off arm, and he turns around, and he gets rejected by Torrey Craig, and he's like, "Where's my foul at?" And I'm like, "Bro, like you did not get fouled. You just got punked by Torrey Craig."
By Torrey Craig. Who the hell is Torrey Craig?
And then there was like a play later on where it's like the same spot, the baseline. He has Crowder on him.
Yeah.
He posted him up, does the spin move, and then he gets to the rim. But instead of like cocking it back and yamming it like he always does, he kind of just like did like a little bunny hop. He was like,
hey, and Crowder came back. He said I had a shitty game 4, and I'm gonna show you what's up. And he showed up. He showed up. Devin Booker was on fire.
Devin Booker was on fire, dude. The Lakers they quit like second quarter.
Yeah. LeBron walks out a couple minutes before.
Yeah.
Like it's that's it. It's so demoralizing. Game 5s are so important in playoffs.
Yeah.
And especially this series. I think if LeBron would have came out and he would have had a little bit more help and he won the game, it would have made it very, very interesting. But this was just demoralizing.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, LeBron just don't have it no more.
To all my Lakers fans out there, it's okay. Grab the tissues. Grab the fishing rods.
I'll tell you this. I miss Danny Green. I miss Rondo. I miss Dwight. Last year's team was the perfect team. They had 2 shooters. They had people who were hungry, like Caruso and Markieff Morris.
Yeah.
And this year, all those people are all hungry. They're all tired. They want their new contracts and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. LeBron doesn't have it anymore.
And there you go. Where are they at? They're in Philly right now.
Yeah.
And they're, what?
Damn. I miss Danny Green.
Number 1 seed. About to finish
Yeah.
off the Wizards.
Well, Joel Embiid just went down.
But
they'll still tear in his knee.
But they're not going to go out in the first round.
They're not.
Lakers.
But they're going to need him next round. And the round after that.
Yeah. But okay, so we're done. Let's stop talking about that trash ass team Lakers from LA. All right, we're done. We're done with that. Let's talk about the real series. That's Portland and Denver. Didn't I say from the get-go that was going to be the best series?
You did. I didn't believe you because I look at the bigger picture. I'm like, these 2 teams aren't that good. But when they play each other, they put on fucking good basketball.
That's why I said this was going to be the series, and it's looked up to be the series of.
So last night was Dame time.
Bracket.
Last night was Dame time. I always call him lame time because I'm not a believer in his skill set. It can be in championship skill set, right?
Yeah.
But man, he put on a fucking show last night. I know you were asleep, but
yes, I was asleep until the end, the last 2 minutes, and then I was like, "Yo, I gotta wake up."
Did you see the overtime shot?
Yes.
And then the second overtime shot?
Yes, I saw both shots. I was so high on adrenaline. I was doing the Dame time.
It's crazy that he put on such a show that I saw Woj just tweet like, "Oh, come on." And I'm like, "Bro, you made Woj break character?" Like,
yeah.
That's crazy. Like it was a great performance, 55 points. They still lost.
Yes, a terrible loss. Like it We talked about Game 5s earlier, right? Game 5s are so important. Portland knew this was an important game. They knew they had to win this game, and now it's their backs are against the wall, right? They got to win 2 consecutive. Damian Lillard couldn't have played a more perfect game. He had 1 turnover. He had over 70% from the floor. He had over 70% from 3-point land. Oh my goodness! Like how there could not be a more perfect game.
The team around him sucks. Let's be honest. Like McCollum and Dame at the backcourt do not work defensively.
Yeah,
and that's why they brought in Rocco, and they brought in Powell, and that's not enough. And because the backcourt they have is so bad, defensively.
A lot of people like to trash the Portland coach.
Scott's his rotations are terrible. You see yesterday he had Melo on Jokic.
Okay, so there's a problem there. He's not the best coach, but he also doesn't have the best players.
His personnel is lacking. So, I was gonna say I blame the GM for this team.
I would say fire the GM before you fire the head coach, because the head coach has been in the league for so many years, has so much experience. I think he could get fired from the Blazers or step away, and he'll have a job the next day anywhere.
I mean, I heard the Celtics have an opening.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But I blame the GM. Like, their backcourt, we've been talking about it for years. Every year we talk about it. It's like, McCollum and Dame, they cannot coexist defensively.
Yeah.
And then you surround them with people like Cantor and Nurkic. It has not been himself, so ever since he broke his leg.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the squad at all. I think Dame put on an all-time performance, and he was let down.
And I feel bad for him because he played an almost perfect game, and he lost and didn't have no support. I think I saw a stat. It was like the whole overtime. Overtime 1 and overtime 2, the rest of the squad, not named Damian Lillard, went 1 for 14, 7%. That's like 7% shooting.
Yeah, he had 17 of the last 19 points in overtime.
That is trash.
That's the shit LeBron talking about where I have these shoulders for a reason. Well, Damian Lillard has the shoulders for a reason.
Yeah, and the Portland squad, with the exception of Damian Lillard, is trash, just like the Los Angeles Lakers squad. Without, not counting LeBron.
I will never say lame time ever again. I'll never do that.
He played like a god. He played like a...
Would you agree that the Portland Trailblazers are the Walmart version of the Brooklyn Nets?
In a sense. I could see what you're saying in terms of...
Where Dame is like Kyrie or James Harden, possibly.
Yeah.
McCollum is Kyrie, and then KD is like Powell.
Yeah, but it's like Dollar Tree, bro.
Dollar Tree version of the Brooklyn Nets, which is not bad. Brooklyn Nets are the favorites.
Yeah,
so.
Bro, you know you could get a pregnancy test from a Dollar Tree for like $1?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
How'd you find that out?
I went to a Dollar Tree one time and I was like, what the fuck? They sell pregnancy tests here?
So are you not giving Denver any credit for what happened last night?
No, I want to applaud Denver so much because when the adrenaline is so high on a player like Damian Lillard, when he's shooting like that and you guys are guarding him and guys are just like, oh my God, every time he makes a shot, you're just like, oh my God.
There's a clip from Austin Rivers when Dame finally missed his three, he points up to the heavens, he's like, thank God. Like,
yes,
bro, that's how bad he was doing them. But
shout out to the Denver Nuggets for keeping composure, for staying true to themselves. No Jamal Murray, no problem.
They didn't have the Will Barton either, and they're missing like the other guard they have, PJ Dozier. So they're missing their top 3 guards. And
I also want to commend Mike Malone. He is a hell of a coach. He figures out rotations. He figures out mismatches.
Michael Malone.
Well, Mike, me and him are cool. We're cool.
Whatever.
Anyways, coaches in the playoffs are so important, so critical, and he just keeps composure and doesn't fold. He says, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. At every single possession, he's ready, and that squad is ready, and that's why they're a strong squad. I picked them to beat Portland. There's a lot of people who said, now this is Portland's time. They're going to advance. I don't think so, baby, and we saw that last night, and Denver's going to keep composure. I think it's over. I think it's over. They will not. I don't think Denver will not win another game. I mean, Portland will not win another game, and Denver will advance.
I actually have to disagree. I think Portland's going to win the next 2. I think Denver they're too tired. They can't keep this up. Portland can. I think that Damian Lillard will have another good performance, and his teammates will do better. McCollum will not step out of bounds when it matters. I think Portland will win the next 2.
I mean, I love Game 7s. Game 7s in playoffs are so badass. Yeah. I would love it for it to go to Game 7. Whether it goes to Game 7 or not, Denver all the way. They're still going to take it. That's my opinion. But
I'm also rooting for Denver to lose because I want to be able to look, all the bubble teams lost first round. Lakers lost, Denver lost, Boston lost, Miami lost.
So you're trying to justify the Lakers losing. Oh, my God.
Look, everybody's tired from the bubble. That's why they lost. That's what I want to be able to say.
No.
But
no.
It loses value when Denver wins.
Yes.
All right, that's enough of that. We do have more basketball coming your way. KYRIE versus Lucky Celtics.
Yes.
All right. So you saw the clip.
Yeah.
KYRIE, end of the game. Troy. KYRIE at the end of the game goes to the logo with the little fucking leprechaun, and he steps on it, and then he kind of drags his foot across the face of the logo.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of people are mad about that. What do you think first?
Yeah, he did it on purpose. We all know. But I hate how he try to hide it. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. Don't, I'm just going to, attempt to do it, but, maybe nobody will notice or, what it is. If you're going to do it. And that's why I'm not a KYRIE fan, or I'm not a
KYRIE truther.
I don't like KYRIE at all.
Okay.
I I think he's a great player. I think he has great skills. I think he's a great player skills wise. He's not a great leader. When he's not the smartest in the batch. He has some crazy ideas. He is not the Hercules player that everybody makes him out to be, but he's got skill. The dude's got skill.
Okay.
Like he one-on-one, he's probably one of the best one-on-one players. And kind of just like the rest of the Brooklyn Nets, big three.
Yeah.
Him, KD, James Harden, they're probably one of the best one-on-one players in the world.
So, are you not mad at this, or are you mad at this?
To me, I'm not necessarily mad because I'm not a Boston fan. I don't care about Kyrie. I don't care about either of them. But Boston fans, they go ahead.
We know how Boston fans are.
Yeah.
Those racist motherfuckers.
Speak it.
Somebody threw a water bottle at him.
Yeah.
And apparently that fan got arrested.
Well deserved. Well deserved. They threw a water bottle at him. Well deserved.
Pretty funny that he had a KG jersey on. And speaking of KG, he did have something to say about this. He said, "So are we going to pretend that we ain't see Kyrie stomping on Lucky? That's not cool on any level. We all need to be better for real."
Yeah.
And I did think that's funny coming from KG, because that's like the guy who's crossed the line many, many, many times, and he has done way fucking worse.
Well, I think KG also is kind of also playing devil's advocate. He is he's a Timberwolf forever, right? Yeah. Drafted, played there, had a lot of success there, but he brought a chip to Boston. Played like an amazing player. He has a lot of respect there.
Yeah.
He holds a lot of, he's part of kind of the original in terms of like him and Paul Pierce, because everybody hates Ray Allen and everybody hates kind of Rajon Rondo, kind of going away from the whole Big Four. And that's why he's got to step up for his fan base. He's got to step up for Lucky.
I get it. Like maybe you can say right message, wrong person, but I just think KG can shut the fuck up, because this is the guy that told Charlie Villanueva that you're a cancer patient, and then when that came out, he was like, "No, I didn't say that. What I actually said was you're a cancer to your team in our league," which is like the biggest bullshit lie I've ever heard anybody ever attempt to make. It's worse than Offset getting hacked on Twitter. Balls in my face. Like, yeah, you're a cancer to your team in the league.
I mean, so yeah, you have your opinions on him or whatever it is, but he's got to defend Lucky regardless.
Lucky is a stupid logo on the court. I don't give a fuck about Lucky.
It goes more. It goes past.
It's symbolic. So this is what Big Baby said. This is where you're trying to get at, maybe.
Yeah.
You step on Lucky, you step on everyone that has ever played for that team.
Yes.
Keep that shit basketball before someone gets hurt in real life.
Big Baby Davis.
Are you coming with that energy?
I'm coming with the energy of like, I know Kyrie was butthurt, and he was butthurt that the fans didn't accept him, didn't like him coming back to Boston, and they never will.
Yeah.
Especially after stepping on Lucky, but. How he just disappeared in the playoffs. Yeah. And he was
He quit on that team.
He quit on that team. He said, Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge, fuck all y'all. I'm just going to quit. Yeah. And everybody else on that team was growing and expecting for him to bring that team up another level come playoff time. And he just flat out quit.
I agree. That's probably my one problem with all this is that, hey, bro, you quit on the team. Like, you can't go and talk shit or like attempt to disrespect their team when you quit on them.
Yeah. And he's a quitter overall. Yeah. He's only going to do whatever Kyrie's only going to do whatever Kyrie wants to do. Yeah. It's not what he's told to do. It's not what he's asked to do.
I kind of respect that.
No, because it's a team sport.
It is.
It's a team sport, and when you do stuff like that, you're being selfish and you're acting for yourself. And you're not acting for your team. You're not there for your team. You're not there for your coworkers.
It's a thin gray line, because you can act for yourself and your team, but sometimes if you take it too far, you act for the franchise. The franchise will turn their back on you and trade you, or ship you off somewhere, or not pay you their money that you're owed. We've seen it all the time, right?
That's why he's having a great time, I guess. in Brooklyn is because all those players there, and I'm talking about KD, I'm talking about James Harden, I'm talking about Kyrie, they're all pretty much like that. They're all selfish. They're all just like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. Screw everybody else. I'm a good player.
They're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a perfect toxicity relationship. Threesome, whatever you want to call it. Trio.
Real quick, while we're on the Celtics, Brad Stevens, actually today it came out that Brad Stevens is going up to president of basketball operations, and Danny Ainge is retiring.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
So I think, first of all, I want to say Danny Ainge.
Fuck Danny Ainge.
He's probably top 5 GMs, at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably in the past 5 years, 10 years. He's probably still top 5 GMs. This dude would never make a trade where he never lost, and he never lost.
That's come back to haunt him a couple times, but go ahead.
Pretty much the only thing that he lost, the only trade that he lost was letting go Gordon Hayward. That was pretty much the only one that he lost.
And that wasn't even really his fault.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, this dude went down in the draft and got Jason Tatum, who is a star. Let go of old stars to Brooklyn, right, to get a bunch of draft picks, which turned into great players. I mean, he really did a good job for the Celtics. Got to 3 Eastern Conference championships. Just was out of luck.
I agree. He did make some good moves. He got Kyrie. He got Gordon. He got Al Horford. But I don't know. He gives me a bad vibe. Ever since you said that shit, I've never seen racism here in Boston, or have heard if my players ever experiencing that shit. I was like, that's a load of crap. And I think that's kind of like why he's on his way out. He's like, this times are changing. I can't be racist anymore. I need to leave. I'm surprised that Brad Stevens is done coaching. He's only 44 years old. I don't even think he's done coaching. I just think he just wants to try this out real quick.
Yeah.
He
horizons.
said he's tired from coaching from the bubble. He said he's been worn out since then. Mm-hmm. Which is like, okay. So see, the bubble thing is kind of a recurring theme here, where everybody's tired. Everybody's tired from the bubble.
Keep trying to defend them lazy Lakers, them loser Lakers.
Real quick, before we end this, Jason Kidd and Lloyd Pierce from the Hawks are our current front runners for the coaching position. What do you think?
I think these guys should go for somebody completely different.
Yeah, Jason Kidd sounds like a terrible.
Yeah,
terrible
he does not sound like a
option.
A good option. Give some love to my boy Mark Jackson, man.
No, what? He's even worse than me.
Mark Jackson, baby.
With all due respect, he's even worse than Jason Kidd. I would knock that shit out the park.
Was it hand down, man down?
Yeah.
I mean, so I'll give him props just because he did begin to develop a very young core of players.
Yeah.
Like in Golden State, and he was a player himself. And I think he can work good with that squad because there's a bunch of shooters, just like there was in Golden State. He's kind of my dark horse candidate, and he's kind of like a guy that I would love to see coach again.
Yeah.
So he can have his opportunity to win a chip as a coach. Don't forget about what's his name? I think it's David. No, yeah, David Jorger or something like that.
Oh yeah. He's coaching Memphis and something like that.
Coaching Memphis. He pretty much took over the grit and grind era from Lionel Hollins.
You want him?
I think Boston needs some grit and grind, and he's a very defensive coach. I think Boston needs some defensive presence.
Yeah.
In that lineup.
I don't see that happening
squad
at all. I think Brad Stevens is gonna get one of his college buddies, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I got a job. You want it?" And bro's gonna be like, "Yeah, let's do it." And yeah, it's gonna be some white dude from Butler that we never heard of or something like that. I guarantee you right now, it's gonna be somebody like that.
I disagree. I think Brad Stevens has thought about that, but he's like, I can't do that. I got to make the right decisions. I got to get somebody with experience because this is my first GM job. This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right? It's what he wanted. He wanted to move up and he's got to impress. He's got to do good because he's stepping into some pretty big shoes behind any age, and I think he's got to get it. He's got to get it.
We're gonna see. I get about it'll be like a month before we know. Yeah. But
I mean, you got to also remember. I mean, he wasn't necessarily doing the recruiting, but he was a part of the recruiting when he was playing in college ball.
Yeah, Butler, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that kind of it's kind of like the sales pitch. So he's got I guess he's got some sort of experience doing sales pitches.
You've been listening to too much KYRIE. I saw you listening to that on the way over here.
I listen to all podcasts, just to get it all. So
enough of that. I want to talk about my good sis Naomi Osaka. If you missed it, if you have not been in the news lately, Naomi Osaka, the Japanese-American tennis player that everybody loves and is really, really good, withdrew from the French Open, citing anxiety and the need to cater to her mental health right now.
Yes.
So if you missed it, she was scheduled to do like a press conference after her game, and she said, or she no-showed.
She canceled it, yeah.
She no-showed. She was like, I'm not doing it. I have anxiety. I don't feel good. And they threatened to fine her, or they did fine her, they threatened her to eventually, like, we're going to disqualify you if you keep doing this. And she said, all right, I don't want to be a distraction. I'm leaving. I don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently a lot of people have thoughts about that shit.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'll let you go first again.
So depression is real. Depression is something mental, right? It's not like I broke my arm and it's physical pain.
Yeah.
Depression is something that lives within your body, lives within your mind, and it affects your body and it affects the way you think, and it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad thing. I have personally don't think I have dealt with depression, and if I have, I'm not for sure that I have or haven't.
Yeah.
But my take on this is, I get she's depressed, has anxiety.
Well, I don't know if she said she was depressed, but
well, I mean,
but kind of the same area of the whatever.
With all that,
yeah,
is anxiety and all that. I think that she knows what she's got to do.
Yeah.
She wants to be the number one tennis player, the number one female tennis player. You got to talk to the media. It's not something you can curb. It's not something you're going to forget about.
Yeah.
Stars like LeBron James, like Kobe, like Michael Jordan, they all knew that they wanted to be number one. They were going to talk to the media one way or another.
Yeah.
Some days they were like, I ain't going to do this because fuck with them, right? And I ain't got time for them. Some days they're like, well, let's just get this over with. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of players in the league that are just like, let's just get this over with. And I think that she's gonna have to bite the bullet. And if she can't deal with it, that was the right move. Was get out of the French Open, take some time, come get her back the next tournament.
I get what you're saying. First, I want to say that I love this for her. I absolutely love it that she took this time to all right, this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna take my time off and not be a distraction and work on myself and work on my health and whatever. And I love that for her. So fuck Piers Morgan, who's been very vocal about how stupid this is. Fuck Skip Bayless. I don't even know how you got away with that Dak Prescott shit. Remember when he was like Dak Prescott needs to man up and lead his team when he lost his brother and was depressed about it?
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Skip Bayless and fuck anybody that got a problem with this. I'm happy and I'm proud that our athletes from our generation are coming out and saying stuff like this more often. When I get the press thing because they talk about you and they connect the athletes to the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you got to do the press shit. And without the press, the fans would actually lose a lot of content, a lot of connections and stuff like that. So I get it, it's necessary evil. But I think you should be able to be like, yo, I'm not feeling well. It's like a job. I'm not feeling well. Can I be excused without this being a big deal? Because mental health is the same as physical health. It should be considered the same thing. Like if she was vomiting, you wouldn't make her do a press conference, right? She broke her leg. You wouldn't make her do a press conference. So why is it that you can't be like, I don't feel good up here?
It's not necessarily that. It's that you play the I don't feel good card. Then the next match, you're like, I don't feel good. The next match, you're like, I don't feel good. And then at the end of the day, you went the whole damn tournament and just not feeling good, and you didn't do any interviews at all. And that's the problem. The problem is, just like at a job, you got a certain amount of sick days, and you get a certain amount of days to have excuses. You can't be like, I just don't feel good for a whole month. I'm gonna take this whole month off. Like it's part of. I'm not trying to say like, who cares how you feel. It's more of like, hey man, we all go through struggles. We all have losses, whether it be family, whether it be personal life. I know she struggles with different things, like with fame and a lot of people coming up to her, and a lot of people probably promising her things and not promising her things, and just so much things going at her. And a lot of it is good stuff, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of it's also negative stuff. But as a young professional tennis player, star, she's somebody. I'm pretty sure somebody has already been telling her, like, hey, you got to get ready. The media's coming for you. The media's gonna not necessarily targeting her, but the media is gonna be there, and they're gonna ask you difficult questions at times. They're gonna ask you stuff.
She's a star. They want to talk to her.
Yeah.
I get that. I get what you're saying too, but
nobody want to talk to me.
I get that, but it's kind of unfair. But I understand that it comes with the fame, and when you want to be the face of tennis, so you want to be the star. I'm sure like Serena has gone through this, and Federer and all. I'm sure all these guys have gone through this, but I just think even if we come back to this and it's like, all right, well now that you're healthy, you have to keep doing this now. I'm just glad that we started the conversation. That the conversation has been started, and that maybe even if it's like every once in a while, you could skip a press conference, and if that's what you want, then you should get it.
So what's define your every once in a while? Is that once per tournament? Is that twice per tournament? Is that 5 times a year? What's
that's something we got to figure out. That's something we got to figure out. But I agree with you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I get it. But also, like, there's got to be like a balance to this. You can't just be like, you got to do every press conference we tell you to.
No, I mean, and there is a lot of, and we've seen this all the time. There's a lot of people out there in the media who are specifically targeting specific questions.
They're trying to get quotes.
Yeah, trying to get quotes, trying to,
And I think that's annoying to deal with every day.
Trying to lead you into saying the wrong things. Just Marshawn Lynch it. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I noticed you had a bad game today. Is it because your boyfriend Corday has treated you wrong lately or something like that? Like, I'm sure it's shit like that sometimes. Yeah. And yeah, fuck all that. I want to do that shit.
I mean, but I think it's part of like just training, and it's part of experience. Yeah. If you get asked a question about your personal life or something like that, like, now we're here to talk about sports. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Marshawn Lynch it, baby.
I was gonna say I would put up Marshawn Lynch, like, you know why I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, so how was your swing feeling today? Oh, it was feeling good. Hey, so what about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, whatever? I'm just here so I don't get fined. You gotta just be smart about it, and it's all good. Play tennis, get your bank, do your thing.
I'm just happy for her. I love it. Maybe I don't love that she had to like disqualify herself.
Yeah.
But I love that she's taking the time off to figure this out and work on it. And the conversation has been started.
So I've low-key heard that I think the French Open is played on clay, and she ain't that good at clay.
You heard that.
Yeah, so we'll just leave that there.
Okay, hey, man. Discrediting mental health. I'll put this on Twitter, and I'll cancel you tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to go take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Under 500. We'll be right back, baby. Welcome back to our Under 500 commercial break. I do want to remind you guys, as always, we are brought to you by Treaty Oaks Gin. And as always, I want to prove that I'm not a liar. I'll take a shot with my co-host, Big E.
Yes, pour me up.
Pull it up.
Shout out IDK Perfect Network.
Pull yourself up.
For giving us these glasses. Lamos.
Yeah, brother. Right. Make this quick if people want to get back to our stupid bullshit.
Yes. Yes, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, good Treaty Oaks. And then of course shout out to Flipside Bar. Let me see if I can take this off easily. Bam. Right there, Flipside Bar. We were actually there last week for our right after our podcast.
Ernesto got drunk and shit and was hitting on this old lady. It was weird. And I shouldn't probably be saying this because he had a girlfriend at the time.
Oh my god.
Well, now he's single. So ladies, I would like to shout out Ernesto being single.
Old ladies too, I guess. Right?
Sure. and I always forget, but shout out I Don't Know Network. The logo's right here.
Yes.
They get shouted out all the time just by being here on my screen. But.
Yeah, so just a little bit more talking about Flipside Bar. We actually met Flip, right? That was cool.
We met Flip. That was pretty badass.
Flip was on his way to Salsa Night at their other location.
Yeah.
But we had a couple drinks with Trevor. Shout out Trevor. Congratulations to his Razorbacks for getting in. Of course, they were going to get in to the NCAA.
Yeah. It's definitely
tournament
worth checking out. They have a state-of-the-art golf thing.
Yes.
Which is guys like playing real golf on like a, what is this called? This big screen?
Yeah, it's like virtual, but it's like legit. It's no lags. It's pretty accurate because I can check. You know, I kind of do comparison to my swing at Topgolf or my swings in real life, and it's pretty damn accurate. So if y'all down to play a couple rounds, a couple holes, of golf, come through so I can take y'all's money.
So ladies, hit them up for relationships stuff, and men hit them up for golf. And other than that, I want to get back into under 500.
or do both, all of y'all.
All right, first one. This is my favorite topic, probably that I've been waiting to talk about. Crazy NBA fans.
Yes.
And boy, have they been crazy.
Yeah, it's like they were ready to come back.
I think we're at like 7 to maybe 8 fans that have been banned all throughout the playoffs so far.
So before we start this, your favorite team's the Los Angeles Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have not had a crazy fan yet.
If you were a fan, would you do something crazy? And if you okay, you would not do something crazy because you'd get mad. But if you had to do something crazy, what would it be?
Probably run the court.
Naked or what?
No, not naked. I would run the court and I would touch LeBron's butt. Get him like a butt pack. And then that'd be the worst. Cause there's a fan who did that in Washington, and I don't think he knew that he was gonna make the court. So when he got there, he was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
He like slapped the backboard, and then he got tackled by the police officer.
Yeah, it's like, pow.
Yeah.
I think I would, if you're asking me, of course, because you are asking me, right?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I think I would try to see if I could get in, like in. There's that one fan that did that warm up. During warm-ups to shoot around.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I would do that because it would be like, it'd be cool.
All right, you're kind of big enough to pass for like a point guard. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be like, let me do some layups. Let's do layups. Let's throw some layups. They'd be like, who's this fat point guard trying to do layups?
No, I know what kind of fan you would be. You'd be the racist fan. You'd be the one saying all the racial slurs. You'd be the Salt Lake City fan.
So I'm from Utah now. I'm a Mormon.
So, let's count down all these crazy fans. We have the popcorn Philly guy. And Philly guy shows popcorn on Westbrook. Westbrook's livid. Wants to fight him.
I'm actually surprised that it wasn't worse. Philly fans are pretty damn crazy.
I'm sure he heard some mean things, but it never gets physical like that.
Yeah.
Even it's not very physical, but had it been the other way around, had Westbrook threw popcorn at somebody else, it would be like, oh, my neck. You hurt my neck with the popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm suing him. That's how it would be.
That's the difficulty with kind of you do to me or I do to you. Yeah. If a player does something to a fan or to a person, it's difficult. I like shout out Bradley Beal, who was like, ain't nobody going to do nothing to me because they know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And like he said, these hands work.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. It's almost like so Philly fans out there, if you a true Philly fan and you bout it, go for it. Try them hands. Let's see what's up.
Absolutely not. That's not good advice.
I mean, let's see something crazy.
We talked about the water bottle guy.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like you think he looked.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly what you're picturing right now, that was him.
Yeah, they released the mugshot. He was, handcuffed, arrested, booked.
And he's banned for life.
Yeah.
The Knicks fan spit on Trey Young. That was nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty. You a nasty, nasty man.
I mean, he's already got a little saliva on that lollipop head, right?
I think spitting on somebody during a pandemic, that's kind of like considered like I don't know what it is, but it's like it's
attempted murder, I guess,
it's
or
serious.
what?
It's more serious charge than it is normally.
Wow.
So like, yeah, that's
I don't think it's that serious.
And
but,
I'm glad that guy got banned for life. See, I'm kind of like on the fan side sometimes. I'm too much like pro fan, but that guy was nasty, and he deserves to be kicked out forever.
I don't know if you were a player, how would you retaliate, or would you retaliate at all?
I would definitely retaliate. I would have to do something.
So
you're not gonna spit on me.
So if you got spat on, what would you do?
I would try to spit back.
Yeah, I would spit back too.
And then I'll try to rush him, but obviously like security's gonna hold me back.
Well, I mean, so the NBA's got. I mean, so far it's all been just like very minor things, but I think the NBA is just scared of having another Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, of course,
yeah.
absolutely.
They do not want
and
Malice
they should
in the Palace.
That was the craziest thing that maybe happened ever in sports.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think I watched that video like every 3 months, something like that. If you go to my YouTube history, and you see just search Malice in the Palace, it's there. It's like this guy watches this every 3 months. It's awesome. Like it's fun seeing it from a fan point of view, but from a player point of view, I'm pretty sure they don't want to do that. Although they probably would like to sometimes go and whoop some ass with them fans, whether it be their own home fans or opponent fans.
I totally believe it. We got to the Washington court runner. That was pretty weird.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was doing. We got to the court and he's like, I haven't touched backboard. Which is like lame as fuck. Like, bro, why would you do that? So that's 4 people banned, right? And then today it came out that the owner of the Jazz had actually banned 3 people for being racist towards Ja Morant's family. There was one particular fan that said, "I'll put a nickel in your back and watch you dance, boy."
Yeah, no.
And that totally crosses the line in every aspect. I'm glad that guy got banned.
Yeah. That's not cool. I mean, Ja Morant, first time in the playoffs, showing out, and he's been balling. Yeah. The dude's been balling. He's like I talked about last week. He's the next point star in the league. He's gonna be a badass. Yeah. And then of course having his family there, it's a dream come true for his family and him. And for something to happen like that, it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and it's even worse because Salt Lake fans have a bad rep already.
Yeah, they do.
You guys are in Utah and like predominantly, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think you ask
it's majority white, right?
Yeah, if you ask MJ, what his best victories were. They were Utah playoff wins
because those fans have a habit of being racist, and like you are adding to that fire. Like, bro, stop being racist.
Yeah,
stop embarrassing your fan base. Pretty much. Like, I don't know. I thought it was nasty when I heard about it. They told his mom to shut the fuck up, bitch. And then his teammate Dillian Brooks. Dillian Brooks is half white, half black, and they told his family that they were half breeds. Which is extremely nasty and extremely disgusting, and I don't know. It's a touchy topic. Like, bro, this is nasty. And if you're gonna say anything that invokes a fight, then you cross the line.
NBA is tough just because the stadiums are a little bit more. How can I say a little bit? I guess closer, right? Yeah. More accessible. Yeah. So I mean, that's a little bit tougher. You see a lot more. Yeah. You see a lot more stuff like Malice in the Palace, as opposed to kind of like a soccer, football. You'll see just people running naked, of course, sometimes, or just running on the field. It's a little bit more difficult, right? So I mean, but you've seen that. We saw it in Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. But that's my thing is that, well, right now in the NBA, it's like pent up aggression.
Yeah.
I guess because 18 months and there's like been no fans.
I just think I think they got a rush of adrenaline. I can personally tell you, I went to a Spurs game when it reopened, and I had a rush of adrenaline, like walking up to the stadium.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I can't wait to get in there and just smell what it smells like. I always, smell
like popcorn hot dogs and
and beer and old beer on the ground,
Yeah.
but it was just like so awesome, and you just got this adrenaline running, and the Spurs were down by like 18 points, and I was like, I don't give a damn. It's like I'm just glad I'm here. Go Spurs, go! And
well, I'm glad I got that perspective because maybe that explains a little bit of this shit, but
yeah,
the nasty stuff, keep that at home, bro. Keep the nasty shit at home.
yeah. So we got a Knicks game today in the Garden.
It's happening right now as we speak.
So we'll see.
I would not be surprised if I got done doing this podcast and I see something nasty happen.
2 spits.
Yeah. Guy spit on 50 Cent and Trae Young. All right.
50 is now Houston, so.
Next topic. Jake Paul versus Tyronn Woodley.
Boo.
Do you know anything about Tyronn Woodley?
What I've known is he is a former UFC fighter.
Yes.
I have also known that his last 4 fights or so
He lost.
have been losses. Basically, the dude's pretty much washed out.
Yeah. The only thing I know about him is he got beat by that Make America Great Again guy, Kobe Covington.
Covington, yeah.
I was like, man, what a disappointment that you lost that fight, you motherfucker.
The dude looks great,
Yeah, he looks like a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's probably it is Jake Paul's best challenge up to date.
Yeah.
But they have Jake Paul beating him. I think the odds are Jake Paul minus 150.
I haven't really.
What does that mean again?
That means you got to bet 150 to win $100.
Okay, which is that's kind of evenish, right?
Compared to his other fights, yes, it's a little bit more even.
Better than Logan and Mayweather.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know how you bet on Logan Mayweather. They just came out with the rules for the exhibition today. That was pretty whack. It's like no winner will be.
Oh yeah,
announced.
No official winner.
Yeah.
No judges, right?
No judges.
It's like
knockdowns allowed.
8 3-minute rounds, right?
Yes.
That's kind of weird. But Jake Paul doesn't fight like that. Jake Paul goes all out, right?
Yeah. He's a little bit more.
He actually
he's a little bit more of a boxer. I mean,
he is.
But he still don't have my respect.
Why
One,
not?
because he's a dick, and 2, because he ain't fighting nobody. Like at least cherry pick a actual boxer.
He cherry picked the NBA players. Those guys are jacked.
Yeah.
And he cherry picked a UFC fighter, and he cherry picking another UFC fighter. I don't believe that's cherry picking. I don't believe that for a second.
It's cherry picking because he's picking dudes that he knows he can beat.
He could probably he knows he can outbox them.
He's
But those guys are still tough motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not doing a street fight. You're doing a boxing match. And none of the guys, not even Tyronn Woodley. I don't even think not even Tyronn Woodley. If I were Tyronn Woodley and I knew I had the strength to knock him out, I would go straight for the knockout, win or go home. This is his last payday.
Yeah.
Win or go home. Either go knock his ass out, rock him, or get rocked. Because it's your last payday. You'll get a couple memes for a week, see your ass on the mat. But that's it. You'll have a good payday. Go live your life, whatever. People will still not respect you, but people will still they'll just forget about you.
I couldn't do it. It's too much. Just knowing that I lost to Jake Paul, it's too much. I couldn't do it. I do believe Jake Paul's gonna win. I believe that.
I think so too.
But I think Jake Paul is in for a challenge.
I don't think so. I think it'll go longer than a couple rounds, but it's gonna be pretty easy. And I think Jake Paul is I think he's trying to get paydays, right? That's what he's all about. He's trying to get that money. He's trying to have that fame. But until he can actually get himself a good boxer,
I think
talk to me then.
But this might be his trap game. This might be like the one where, I beat a other UFC guy. I can beat this guy. But what he underestimates this guy, and he loses. And because he's looking forward to the next big fight he can pull off.
Yeah.
He don't care who he's fighting. He cares about views. He cares about money. He cares about clout.
Exactly. But if he gets beat, like that clout, that money, those views, the people who, whether it be the people who love him or whether it be the people who hate him, they're not going to tune in anymore and be like, oh, this dude lost. Like, he's trash. So it's a matter of building it up.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Mayweather in his he was building it up, and he wouldn't necessarily, he would just kind of do the run and punch, and people hated him. People were like, dude, all you do is just run and punch. And, talked about, you give him credit. It is defensive style boxing, but that's why people hated him.
That's boxing in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch. You going to watch?
No, I'm not going to watch.
You are going to watch.
Screw that.
Stop lying.
I want to see. I'll watch if there's a better undercard, like if there's a good undercard.
It's going to be 3 months from now. You're like, hey, y'all want to watch that Jake Paul fight at my house?
Nah.
I already know you, dog. Stop lying.
If I do, I'll go watch it at Flipside Bar.
Bet.
Shout out.
Good ad.
Yes, there you go.
All right. We're almost done with this podcast. I do want to say happy Pride Month to all my Priders out there.
Yes.
Bad Bunny, looking at you.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple athletes, right?
Michael Sam, right?
Yes,
football
player.
Missouri, he played for Dallas, and he played for the Rams. Which he was the first guy to break that ground.
Yeah.
I remember clear as day when watching the draft, and it was like the third day. I'm like, why the fuck am I watching third day draft? But Michael Sam was like, where is he going? Is he going? Is anybody going to take Michael Sam?
Yeah, and he had came out before the draft.
So that really hurt his draft stock.
Yeah.
And he ended up going, I think, the very last round, 7th round. And I remember when he kissed his boyfriend on the draft feed, and all the guys at the draft table were like, the fuck? It was really awkward.
Yeah.
But I loved every second of it. I was like, good.
Yeah.
This should be awkward. You homophobes, like, this should be awkward. This is great. I love this for him. I'm happy that he had a career that he can hang a hat on. He played for like 2 years, 3 years, which is good enough. I mean, that's an average career. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy he broke the ground. I hope that it wasn't hard on him.
Yeah.
Because I know how the locker rooms can be. I know how tough it is.
I mean, I bet it was.
Yeah. I'm sure he heard a lot of jokes and shit, but I'm happy for him.
We had another Jason Collins that I could think of. Remember, he played in the league.
Was he before Michael Sam?
Yes, I think so.
I
but
think
I mean,
so, right?
the dude had been in the league for like 10 to 12 years. He was a big man in the league.
He's been around for a long time.
Pretty much came out, and pretty much after he came out, he played for like a year. And but he was already
he signed for the Nets
into the career.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I think it's a shame though that he had to hide that for so long.
Yeah.
I think he was scared what had the effect it would have on his career. So like I'm happy that we celebrate this Pride Month now, because now you could come out earlier, and it maybe hopefully one day it won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Like you can have a long successful career, and nobody would care because you're accepted.
I don't care as long as you're good. As long as you're a good player. That's all I care. That's all I care about.
Just come from the guy that made that sausage joke earlier. You knew what you were doing with that.
I will eat another sausage tomorrow for Pride Month.
You're a part of the problem.
It's not for Pride Month. They got some damn good ass sausage. I'm actually gonna ask them if they want to sponsor
a podcast.
Yeah, but we on that bullshit. So we'll see.
I before I end this podcast, I want to say, corporations, stop using Pride Month for sales.
Oh yeah,
it is very annoying when I see every corporation
annoying.
June 1st change their logo to like the rainbow colored whatever, and then like it ends. You're like, all right, we're back to being homophobic.
I think it's more of instead of changing your logo and I mean, I get that it's part of sales too, right? They're like, oh, let's change our jerseys now and add a little color and make some money off of it. I think that's the mindset. It should be more of like, let's donate to a good cause. Let's do something real.
Let's do this year round. Let's make progress year round instead of 1 month a year. The only person that I gotta say fuck you to is Chick-fil-A.
Damn.
Fuck Chick-fil-A.
I will not say fuck you, Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A, and as long as they're good food.
You're part of the problem, once again. This has been Over 500. My co-host is part of the problem. I'm your humble, gracious, pro Pride Month host, Mark Hogan.
Hey, I love Pride Month. I love my
You're saying that. You're saying that to save face. You're saying that to save face.
Plus.
Go ahead.
Go.
Give your outro.
Oh, shout out all my peoples. Thank you. This your co-host, Biggie.
Homophobe Biggie.
Oh my God.
And this has been Over 500. Thank you for watching. We love you guys.
Yes.
We're out.